Hello, Nikolai Markovich from Echolaketech, echolaketech.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how your users can share their page with their users. So for instance, if some of your users or if your app is set up for business owners and those business owners would like to share their page in your app with their customers, in this video I'm going to show you how to do that. And your business owners in your app, they can send a link to their customers who can then click on the link and come right into your app and see that business owner's page. So let's just jump right into it here. So there's actually going to be 3 pages I'm going to walk through on this. And this first page will be the admin page, if you will, for the business owner or the storefront. So basically on this page I just have the business name, the current user's business name, and the business owner, the first name and last name. And I just put a logo in there as well for the business. Now over here, this is going to be for the business owner to go and send an email to his or her customer. And basically just enter the email address right here. So this is just a simple text field. Enter customer email below, send them the page link, and this right here is just the input to go and enter the customer's email address. Make sure that you have the content format set up for email on this. The default is text, so you need to set it for email. And then the next thing on here is enter the customer's name below. And here, this is a text field. Now, I'm setting this up just for this quick demo here to do it. Now, if your clients, your business users in your app, they may have a database of users. So for them, it may be a drop-down menu or some other mechanism that you've provided to them so that they can go, a repeating group, whatever it may be, so that they can go and send emails out to their customers. The next thing over here, I've got 2 buttons. Now, the reason why I have 2 buttons is because when the link gets sent out to the customers, so the business owner will send a link, an email out to his or her customers. And I've got it set up so that in one instance, the end customer doesn't need a login. And then another page I've got set up where a login is required. So depending on your app and your business users in your app, they may want to have no login, or they may want to require a login for their customers. So I've got both scenarios set up here. So let's start with a no login. The workflows are similar for them. And basically when the button is clicked, so just a simple email. And so the customer's email, that's who it's going to go to. So you want to set that up for that input. The sender name, so the current user's business name. And then on here, it's just for this demo, I put my Echolake Technologies email and then current user's email as well. And the current user would be, in this case, the business owner. So one of your clients or users in your app would be the business owner, so their email would be in here for the CC. And then basically in the subject line here, it's going to be link to, and then the business name, business page. And you can, of course, customize this to whatever you would want it to say for your app. And then just a simple, I'm actually going to go over here and make it a little easier to read. So basically, hi, the name of the customer. So again, to personalize this a little bit, below is a link to my business site, and then right here, the current user's link. And I'm going to pop out of this editor in a moment, and we'll walk through that. Because there's the link part is something of importance that you need to be aware of. And then thanks, and then current name and last name of the business owner, and so forth. All right, so current user, so this is a dynamic. All the blues on here are all dynamic. And so current user's link, all right? So when you click on link, and let me just go and show you, so current user, and then the link. Now it's going to ask to pick a page on here. All right. And for this one, actually, I'm just going to do an undo because I don't remember what the link was set up. So I'm just going to click on the link. Okay, so storefront with no login. So for this one, you need to set up a page. Remember I said there's 3 pages for this? We've got the storefront admin. Let me just kind of quickly open. So we've got storefront with login, and then we've got a storefront with no login. So those are 2 separate pages that you would need to create for this to support with login and then with no login. So in this particular one, when the link is sent to the customer, it's going to go to the no login. So that's an important thing to make sure you add into this. That's kind of the secret sauce, if you will, that makes this all work. And then afterwards, I just do a simple reset relevant inputs. And that just clears the field. So basically, after I click the button and then it'll send the email, then it'll clear these fields. Now this one here, it's very similar. Send the email. The only difference, the fields here are all the same. The only difference here is for current user's link. So now it goes to storefront with login. All right, let me go back to this other window. So this is the one for sending with the login required. You can see down here where it kind of pops up, send page link, customer login requirement. I'm going to go over here just so you can see. It's a link. Storefront with no login, this one with login. 2 different pages. So that's important that you set it up correctly in your app. And basically that's all there is for this page. Now I'm going to go to storefront with login. Okay, now on this one, I basically have a text field here. That's going to show the business name, the business owner, and the email. Now note on here, it's got current page user's business name and current page user's first name, current page. So I'm emphasizing the current page here, okay? And the reason why is because when the business owner's end customer gets the link, it's going to have a unique ID in it that's going to be for the business owner who's going to be a current page user. And this is to contrast it here when this person logs in, the end customer logs in, they're going to be the current user. So current user is different than current page user. Current user is the person who's actually logged into the app at that point in time. And then the current page user is going to have the data of whatever object that this page is getting data from, in which case it'll be the business. And this is how the app, so this is how in your app you only need one storefront with login page, and then you can have multiple businesses on that page. And then I have a log out on here. The reason being is because in this demo I need to log out the user so that in the other page where the login is not required, then that page will work. And again, I just have the simple logo on here. In the workflow, one thing to be aware of is that when page is loaded and current user isn't logged in, so when current user isn't logged in, so they're logged out, I want to have this pop up. And the reason for the pop up is because in this instance, we're forcing the end customer, your business user in your app, their end customer, we're forcing them to go and log in. One thing to be aware of on here, so the default on the style for standard pop-up, you can see it's kind of semi-transparent here, okay? So what you want to do here is just where it says search, and it's standard pop-up, and it's kind of this blank space here, just click on that, all right? And then the default, again, is going to be 70%. Just make this 100%. And then that way, the user, if somebody inadvertently gets the link to this password protected or login protected site for a business owner, they can't see anything. The other thing on here is that this pop-up can't be closed by pressing escape. So you want to click this as well. This is important because if you leave it unchecked, then what happens is that this screen will come up. It'll be looking for a login, but if you click anywhere off of this pop-up, then the screen will become visible. So you want to make sure you click on that, and this is going to force whoever has access to this page to log in. So that's a critical thing to add in there as well. And then submit, that's just a simple log the user in. So they input the username's value and the password's value, stay logged in, and yes, that's just so they can, for convenience sake for the user. One thing I do want to come back over here and show you on the input, just make sure again the default's text. You want to make sure that that is input, and for the password, default's text, you want to make sure that you put in password or else this won't work. All right, so that is, let's see, so log out. So yeah, log out is just a simple command, log out. And then I do a refresh page. And the reason why I do that is, again, it's kind of a protection because this business owner wants his or her page to be login protected, if you will. I do a refresh page, so the user will be logged out, and then what will happen is that that pop-up will occur here, so they can go and log in. And that is basically it for this page. So storefront with login, storefront with no login. So this is a simple one. There's no workflows to it. And basically, when the end customer gets the link, they just click on it and they come right to this page and they can see whatever the business owner wants to show them. So let's get to a demo. All right, let me do a refresh, and we're going to start with the the business owner. So again, if you can imagine a storefront, so you've created an app where your user, your primary user, is a business owner and they have a storefront, and so they have whatever stuff they want to go and sell on here, and they want to be able to go and send a link out to their end customers. And then when those end customers click on the link, it'll come right to their page. So I'm just going to make up joe@test.com and Joe Smith. And then basically here, you could send the link. And again, as I mentioned in the workflow, I do a reset so that these are reset inputs. Let's do another one, bob@test.com and Bob Jones, and then the second one here. And that's basically it for the business owner part of it. Again, for your app, you may have repeating groups, you may have pull downs, whatever it may be that's needed by your customers, the business owners. Okay, so what I have here is I actually went in and I created two different businesses, Business 1, Echolaketech Technologies, and then Business 2, Echolaketech Technologies number 2, real original, I know. So what I have here is links, so page without login and then page with login. So you can kind of see in here, Echolaketech Technologies version test, storefront with no login, and then this unique ID. And then this next one, Echolaketech Technologies, storefront with login, and then this unique ID. Now notice the ID here, they're the same because it's Business 1, Echolaketech Technologies. And then down here for Echolaketech Technologies number 2, it's got Echolaketech Technologies, storefront with no login, same, similar up here, but this has got a different ID here. I just want to go and show you in the database. So I just did a Control-C to copy that. And I'm going to go into the database and just show you that I can go into the search here, and I'm doing a Control-V to paste it. And then you could see there it is, Echolaketech echolaketech@gmail.com is that user. And if I just double click and then delete that and hit return, all of them come back. And now I'm going to come back over here and copy this one. So this should be Echolake Technologies number 2. I go over here. So test.com, let me just go and show you Echolake Technologies number 2. So just so that you're aware that you do have unique IDs, and those are a critical part of this whole demo that I'm doing, is that we're using those unique IDs for each of the store owners or the businesses so that they can use that in the link and send it to their customers. So let's go and take a look at it. So business number 1, I've got these I set up earlier, so I'm not going to go through the whole email part of it. And let me just go and do Control V, load that up. Okay, so this is, again, basically the one. It's Echolake Technologies. So this is the first company. It doesn't have any login. So basically, your business owner who sends the link to his or her customers, they're going to click on the link, they're going to come here, and they're going to see whatever that business owner wants to show them. If it's a storefront, there can be a bunch of different things on here for their customers to go and buy or do whatever that they're looking to do. Now let's go over here. And this one here is it's going to be business number 1, Echolake Technologies, and this time it's going to require a login. So I'm just going to paste that in. All right, you see how the screen's all black, and I've already got this user in here and set up user 1 for test. You just hit submit. Now I'm going to click around here. You'll notice nothing happens, which is what we want. And I'm going to hit submit. And now, again, similar information. Now it says, hello, Joe. So if you recall, current page user, and the reason why it's current page user is it's, again, back to using this ID, which is the ID of the user. So they're the current page user. And then the current user is Joe, who's logged in. Okay, so that's a critical thing to understand with Bubble as well, the difference between the current user who's logged in and then the current page user. So you're looking at the current page user's data. And now I'm just going to log out, and the screen goes blank again. And now I'm going to go to Echolake Technologies number 2. Echolake Technologies number 2. So it's got a different logo on here, original with a name. I just added a number 2, different made-up email address, and so forth. Now I'm going to come over here and copy and log in. Hello, Joe. So again, it's the second business on here, and then I can just log out. And that'll be it. So that's basically how you can go and set up your app to have your users send out links to their page to their end users. So it's kind of it's a nice thing to be able to do, especially if you're having a platform app where you have businesses on it and they have their own unique page and they want to share that page with their customers. And that way, again, it's only the admin page for the business owner, storefront page for no login or with a login, whatever is needed in your app. So you can have however many business owners on here, 5, 10, 100, 1,000, and it would still be on this one page, and then they could go in, and you'd have to set it up as a template, if you will, to go in and make it so that whatever information that they need for their customers, that they can put it in here. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful for you. If you have any questions, leave me comments down below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video.